Start by drawing a square that's 2 centimeters smaller than your cushion in both directions. For example, my cushion is 50 by 50 centimeters, so the pattern is 48 by 48 centimeters. This size already includes the seam allowance. It's 1 centimeter at each edge. Let's draw parallel lines here. And also mark the center points as we go. We will need these soon. Do the remaining edges in the same way. Like this. Then we'll divide the square into 4 parts. This is why we mark the center points. Next, we'll divide the pattern diagonally into 4 parts too. I'll stop here because this is a symmetrical pattern. It means we can simply cut this piece 4 times. Our pattern will look like this. There will be pairs of bamboo pleats that meet at the diagonal seam. Let's draw them to see what they will look like. First, add guide marks. For this size, I'm going with 4 cm wide gaps between the pleats, but you can adapt the measurement based on your cushion size. I can fit 4 pairs here. Add the same guide marks here too. Then, using this kind of a ruler or the L square, draw the lines at a right angle, starting at the guide marks. The same here. There will be a bamboo pleat at each line. The pleats will meet at this diagonal seam. Since both sides are identical, only mirrored, we will only need one. This line will consist of a box pleat, the same here. So actually, we only need to prepare this little slice to make the whole thing. When you cut it on the fold, you get the opposite side too. Repeat 4 times and you have the whole square. This means we only need to add pleat allowance for these ones here. Let's add seam allowance to the diagonal seam. 1 centimeter. At this edge, we'll add pleat allowance. See how much space you have here. You can add the same amount of pleat allowance. When folded, the edge will arrive here. I'm adding 4 centimeters. This will form half a box pleat. Let's cut the piece out. Mark the pleat allowance here. Fold it like this. We'll cut this bit off soon. The rest of the pleat allowance will be added with the slash and spread method. First, we need to free the seam allowance at this edge by making little cuts at the ends of each line. Otherwise, it would be more difficult to fold the bamboo pleats. Then slash along this line, stopping just before the cut you made. Now you can spread to add pleat allowance. Take another piece of paper and tape one edge down. Spread, for example, by 5 centimeters, measured at the seam line. Then tape the second edge down. Cut off excess paper. Fold the pleat towards the center, just like the box pleat. All the pleats will go in the same direction. Fold the bamboo pleats like this. Match the edges. Let's fold the box pleat too. Now we can trim both of these. Keep the pleat folded as you cut along the edge. This way we get the correct pleat allowance shapes. You can mark the pleat allowance to make it easier to see. The rest of these will be exactly the same. Always cut from the diagonal seam down. Don't worry if you accidentally separate the sections here. You can always fix it while adding pleat allowance. You might find it easier to add a guide mark for the pleat allowance here. Fold towards the center. Cut off excess paper while the pleat is folded. Do the remaining pleats the same way. This one is ready. So we'll cut the piece on the fold. You can place the grain line either parallel or perpendicular to this line. Let's add a few notches too. The folding points are partially visible due to the pointed shapes. But we need to mark one side. Like that. The box pleat folds are nicely visible at the top edge, but not at the bottom edge. There. Mark the center when cutting fabric. We also need a notch at the tip of each bamboo pleat. Cut this piece 4 times on the fold. Use the original square size to cut the back piece and one lining piece.